MOTS-c is the RNA generating peptide where we get all of our energy. So it's regenerating our mitochondria, our cells. And with C60, which you talked about at the beginning of this, C60 is a carbon molecule that actually increases absorption of all the nutrients you put in your body.
Welcome back to Born SuperHuman. So this may be the biggest impact that I can have on your life. There's something incredible that I'm going to share with you today. And it started after I met an incredible formulator, not someone that just formulates, but demands the highest quality, the highest level, the idea of everything that goes into the supplements that he makes. Now, we know your gut controls more than digestion. It powers your energy, your mind, your recovery, and how you feel every day. Well, Dino created the most incredible Born SuperHuman drink. I'm so proud to have my name behind it because it combines 74 premium ingredients, including Akkermansia, MOTS-c, and carbon C60 to help you perform, recover, and thrive. I was carrying extra weight that I shouldn't have been, and I knew I had a gut health problem, but I didn't know what to do about it. I tried everything, some of the good belly and the drinks that may work or make you go to the bathroom once or twice, and then it just stodges up again. Well, I'm so proud to be able to present to you the formulator of the Born SuperHuman drink with nutriments, Dino Guglielmelli. Dino, welcome back to Born SuperHuman.
Wow, Dan, it's such a pleasure to see your beautiful face, and thank you so much for having me on your show. It's always great to see you and be with you and educate people on their health. And there's so many people that need this, Dan, and I'm proud to be associated with you on this project.
Thank you. Yeah, it's incredible. I studied this and took the product for about 7 months with my friends, with my girlfriend, and I had to know that it was real. Not just what was in it, but whether it actually works, how everything works together. And so I want you to dive in to the Born Superhuman gut health drink that also impacts the brain. Because one of the things, as you know, and everyone listening knows, the brain is my specialty, it's my focus. But the gut has about 80% of the communication to the brain, and only 20% goes from the brain to the gut. And yet, what goes into the gut will affect our brain and everything else. So, how did you come up with this formulation that is so dynamic and unique? And as you said, it would take people years to try and copy what you have. 74, they're dairy free, gluten free, vegan, sugar free, and yet it tastes so good as well. Take it away.
Well, Dan, thank you. So, first of all, it won't take 7 months for people to get a positive effect from this powder. It is immediate. Dan wanted to make sure the efficacy was in the product. Of course, you can trust Dan to do that for you. So he did try this for 7 months. The product didn't change over that 7 month period. It just took that long for Dan to feel good about it and use it. And so anyway, I'm really proud of that. Um, so it really has 4 buckets, main buckets that were the initial goal for this product. The first thing was to give everybody all the vegetables, seeds, fruits, the fruit fibers, the vegetables, the greens, the chlorella. These are very, very important for cellular health. So it started with these greens, and they're all certified organic greens, and you can look and see. There's juice powders. There's a lot of them are the actual juice from the plants, and we find that the juice powders from these plants have the most amount of enzymes in them. Now, as we get into gut health and understanding enzymes are critical to gut health. You got to have good enzymes in your gut. So this is part of the gut health. Getting it from the vegetables is part of this process. So that's bucket number one: is greens and fruits, the vegetables. The second bucket was restoring minerals. So this is got all the electrolytes in it, a lot of magnesium, potassium, sodium. The sodium comes from Himalayan sea salts. The trace minerals comes from fulvic acid, which is very, very deep into the ground. Fulvic minerals that come out of, I think it's 600 feet down that they go to pull out these trace minerals. we're not getting these trace minerals in our food anymore. It's all been depleted. So it's extremely critical that we get these. When we're purifying our water, we're taking all the minerals out of our water because we have to, because otherwise we're going to be polluting ourselves with microplasts and the minerals we don't want, the heavy metals that we don't want. And so you're getting all the trace minerals, you're getting all of the main minerals, especially magnesium, potassium, sodium, which are the electrolytes that replenish the gut. So that was the second bucket. The third bucket was probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics. It was extremely important for me to hit all of those areas, and we'll talk about that in a minute when we talk about the probiotics that are in this product, and specifically Akkermansia, which is for gut health. It is the probiotic, the good bacteria that's in your gut that helps you digest your food. And then the fourth bucket that we wanted to hit was to decrease weight, get rid of the unwanted water weight, and get your elimination going faster. So that's also what we're doing here is we actually improve your elimination, um, so that you're going to the bathroom every day and getting rid of all the toxicity in your body and all that. Because it's really part of the process of getting good gut biome is to get the toxicity out of the gut, out of the small intestine, the large intestine and the liver and cleaning the liver, cleaning the kidney. So that's what we're doing in the process of this product. So getting to gut health, because that's really where you wanted to go with this, was Akkermansia, the probiotic, is lives in the gut, and there's multiple probiotics in this product. So what we wanted to do is make sure that when we were doing the probiotics, that we were hitting all of the organs where the probiotics live in our body. And so besides the Akkermansia, and Akkermansia, it proliferates in the large intestine and constitutes approximately 5 percent of the healthy human microbe in the body. Its primary function is good bacteria gatekeeper influence the integrity of gut-brain biome. So Akkermans is extremely important. The second one is lactospore. This is a spore that is not environmentally sensitive, meaning that it can get in heat and it can get in cold. It does not degrade the life cycle of this probiotic. Like Akkermansia, these things are not environmentally sensitive. If Akkermansia, we use live Akkermansia, but there's studies that show that Akkermansia actually works just as well if it's not active. So we're using active Akkermansia, but it doesn't matter whether it's active or not, it's still going to do the job. Uh, lactopore, uh, Lactospore proliferates, and that's Bacillus collagens. It proliferates in the intestines. It increases the enzymes for good digestion, and it inhibits the growth of pathogenic bacteria, which is very, very important. So we're feeding good bacteria, but we're actually trying to eliminate the bad bacteria, which is what we want to do, is reverse that cycle, and that's happens with lactospore. The third probiotic in here is Brevi. It's Bifo Brevi. Brevi also proliferates in the intestines. It produces lactic and acetic acid. So lactic acid is eliminated in the gut, increases your gut biome. Believe it or not, you want to get it out of your muscle. You do that with malic acid. Malic acid is in this formula. So we're pulling out the lactic acid so you get good recovery from workouts and all that, but you need the lactic acid in your gut to help in your intestines to help break down your nutrients. And so it's really good, commonly found in breast fed infants, and also will help with decreasing Lyme disease, which is critical to blood. It's blood problems. So, and then we have longum. We have bifidobacterium. That bacteria lives in the liver and the intestines. It's traditionally used to fight eczema, constipation, uh, colic, diarrhea. So very beneficial to the large intestine. The next one we have is Parisi. Parisi is the bacteria that lives in your mouth. So we're helping with our mouth to digest immediately when we get into our mouth. Um, Traditionally used for hay fever, eczema, asthma, diarrhea, bad cholesterol, but it lives in the mouth. The next one we use is Bifidus infatus. Bifidus infatus proliferates in the oral cavity in the gastrointestinal tracts. Is really good for gut biome. It's used for bloating, intestinal gas, abdominal pain, colitis, diarrhea, irritable bowel. And you'll hear a lot about probiotics for irritable bowel. And a lot of people say, well, irritable bowel really isn't a problem. It's all about probiotics in the large intestine and in the gut is IBS. Um, we also use B guard. We use fiber to help with that, with elimination too. But this is what Infidus is for. And then the last one is lactoacidophilus, which you hear about in your yogurts and in milk products. And that is the most proliferating bacteria in the large intestine. So, also in it's most prevalent in the good bacteria in the vaginal tract, in the digestive tract, and the vaginal tract, urinary tract in women. So this is good for both men and women, but it's really, really great for uh, improving your gut biome and your gut brain connection.
Incredible. I mean, there's a lot of products that have one of those, whether it's the prebiotic, the probiotic, or the postbiotic, but nothing that I've seen out there has all three. And yet it's like going and saying, okay, I'm going to go and get my car washed, but I'm not going to dry it. And then I'm going to drive through the sand and wonder why it's not clean when we get home. You need to have the complete, protection going in of removal. And I have to say, much as it's, weird to talk about this on air, I've never been more consistent in my life with going to the bathroom. Like you said, we shift everything out. And one of the things I wanted to bring up, and I have this tracked, so I'm going to drop this in for people to be able to see, but me tracking since December 29th through August 18th, my body weight was 200 pounds. I'm going to give you what it was and then what it is now. I'm now 188.2. So I've dropped over 12 and a half pounds. But this is it. My body fat percentage went from 21.2%. Today, I'm sitting at 8.9% body fat. We're talking about the visceral fat, which is surrounding the organs, removing that, allowing my system to function and get rid of toxins and foods that just sit there that degrade and become toxic in our body.
And by the way, that's most important for your cardiovascular system,
Oh,
right? I mean, for good cholesterol to continue to proliferate, bad cholesterol goes away. So you're going to convert less DHT on your testosterone so go ahead, talk about that. I'm sure you've got that marker too.
yeah, well, I've got body fat mass. I
Yeah.
went from a 42.5%, 42.5 pounds. So out of 200 pounds, 42.5 was body fat. I'm now at 16 pounds, 16.8 pounds
Wow.
from 42.5. And I know a lot of that was stuff we hear the stories of people sitting with toxic waste in their colon, in their digestive system that just
Yep.
stays there. And then we've
Yep.
also got things like the worms and stuff that start to build up and feed and
Yeah.
generate in there. We hear a lot about that. My
Mhm.
lean mass went from 147 pounds. I'm now at a 169.6 pounds. So I've gone up 22 pounds in lean mass. My subcutaneous fat percentage, which is fat mass, that's the subcutaneous, is what we see on the outside of the body. That went from 37 pounds down to 14 pounds. And my visceral fat, which we talked about around the organs in our body, which really is more dangerous to us than what we see, went from a 9 down to a 4. So I've cut it by more than 50%. A couple of weeks ago, I was actually at a 2. So overall, when we look at the body water hydration, I was at 52.5%, but getting rid of all the toxins in my body. And as you said, allowing to recover, getting the lactic acid out of my muscles, my racing on the bike jumped up to a whole other level. I went from a 52.5% body water to a 72.1. Think about hydration, what's happening in my body. And we know blood carries oxygen, which is part of the energy system in our body that feeds our brain and our muscles. And 75% of adult Americans are in a chronic state of dehydration. By taking this drink, I went from 52.5% to 72.1% hydration in my body. Now, I could go on with a lot of other body cell masses and stuff like that. But the one thing, before we come back to you talking, Dino, I came and visited your facility before this was ever made, before this was ever came out as the Born SuperHuman, but you had all the ingredients you knew you wanted to create. I was so impressed by the integrity behind what you do. You took me into the lab, into this place where your scientists, where the testers look at the ingredients you're bringing in. And if it's not of the purest quality, I personally saw you throw out over $70,000 worth of what people may think as ingredients. But because it wasn't the quality that you demand, and you know that's what I demand, because I'm going to put my name behind it. And this is the first product I've ever put my name behind. It's your nutriment product, which is incredible. I was so impressed by your integrity to know that what the person receives, myself, my girlfriend, my families, is real.
Well, thanks for that, Dan. I'm gonna put you on the spot. How's your energy level?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
It's
so do you feel like you have an energy boost when you take this product?
Yeah, I take it before I ride because I ride most mornings, and I'll take it about 30 to 40 minutes before I ride. The reason being, I don't want to be carrying around yesterday's meal when I'm climbing mountains. And yet my riding has improved tremendously. My ability to not just ride fast, which is my passion, and climb. And I'm not a climber, but I'm trying to keep up with climbers. But also during the ride, how my energy is sustained. And then coming back and being able to put in a full day's work, being able to go and still train at the gym, but ultimately do what I want to do. That's where my passion comes in. And that's what I'm feeling.
Do you feel like you get full from this product when you do the full scoop in 16 ounces of water? Do you feel like you don't need to eat as much?
Great question. I don't know. And the reason being is because as soon as I take it, I don't eat before I go on a ride. I feel good. And when I'm
Mhm,
out on a ride, I can burn anything from 1,000 to 2,000 calories.
mhm.
And so I feel that it's sustaining that energy because I'm not, replenishing food while I ride. And then when I come back, I'm not desperate to eat. I
Mhm.
eat because I know that I need to restore energy to my cells, to my body for the day's work ahead, but I'm not craving food. If that,
Which is excellent, right? So if you're going if you're extreme athlete like Dan is, you don't wanna feel bloated, you don't wanna feel heavy, but you don't wanna feel hungry either. So you're having both of those, but, it's that's great to hear because there's so many athletes, this is they need this sort of response from the supplement they're taking prior to their, to their sporting event. So that's really, really great. So by replenishing the minerals, you're still eliminating, but you're getting the minerals in your body that then are sustainable through your workout. And so, do you sweat a lot, or you do right or no?
no, actually, I'm missing the gene in my body that expels heat. So I tend to overheat on the inside. I don't sweat. And
Ah,
so that's something that I have to face. It's very hard to go out in hot weather and compete. But again, that's why I look at hydration. Hydration is critical for me, but
yeah.
also the ability for my body to find a way to cool because I don't do what most people do, which I wish I did.
Wow, that's excellent. So, I mean, the greens are going to help with that, right? So that's what's going to that chlorophyll is going to feed your body, feed your cells from all of those greens products. So it's working the way it should. As far as the fiber. So you said something about you go to the bathroom. Do you take it and then go to the bathroom 10 minutes later, or what happens on that?
It's usually within at the latest 20 minutes. It's like it clears me out very quickly. There's not a drink and then delay. And that's my experience. It's also been Vivian's experience. And I'd be interested to find out other people because I don't want to spend a half a day waiting for something to work to then get rid of all the toxins or waste in my gut. I want to be able to go out and feel light as fast as I can.
Yeah, that's excellent. So you take it 20 minutes before or 30 minutes before you go do your workout or anything you're doing.
Yeah,
That's
first thing in the
perfect.
morning. Yeah.
That's great. So MOTS-c is a very powerful peptide. That's in the product. MOTS-c is the RNA generating peptide where we get all of our energy. So it's regenerating our mitochondria, the RNA, our mitochondria, our cells. And and with C60, which you talked about at the beginning of this, C60 is a carbon. molecule that actually increases absorption of all the nutrients you put in your body. So all of those nutrients you're getting are actually absorbing better because of the C60 that's in this product. And then you've got your cell rejuvenation and rebuilding your mitochondria from the MOTS-c. So it's very powerful, scientifically studied ingredients that you're using here, all synergistically working together in these four categories that we wanted to hit, which are the major ones for guys like you and people like me who we work hard, we need our concentration, we need our energy. We don't need to be running to the bathroom every 10 seconds. We're trying to eliminate. So it's fabulous, Dan. I'm so happy. What do you think about the taste?
Oh, well, that's kind of I remember the very first time when you told me what was in it and 74 ingredients, I was like, "Okay, this is gonna taste chemical, it's gonna have that aftertaste." And the first time I tried it, it's weird to say, but it reminded me of the Orange Dream Machine. It's not orange flavor, but it had
Oh,
that same kind of taste from Jamba Juice, where I went, "I actually
mm,
like this." There was no aftertaste. It
mhm,
was surprisingly good taste, and I have this huge experience, Dino, with so many people that I've worked with. If something's really good for you, but it doesn't taste good, 95% of people won't take it again, or they'll try
yeah,
it, they'll give up because we don't enjoy it, and every day you wake up dreading a nasty taste. But if
yeah,
something's good for you, even if it was 70%, but you like the taste, you'll take it and keep taking it because you've got to enjoy. What's amazing about the Born Superhuman drink is the fact that it tastes good and it's so good for you that you want to take it, but the benefits are better than anything else out there. And I've tried so many things because gut health to me is everything.
yeah. Well, so it's interesting because the flavor profile they made in this product is a green apple with a vanilla, but you don't really get green apple and you don't really get vanilla. You get like a to me anyway, it's like just getting a natural, almost like you're doing a wheatgrass shot, but it's not greeny. It's very interesting how this, and a lot of it has to do with the fibers, the probiotics, the prebiotics. Some of them are kind of give you a really creamy mouthfeel. So that's why you're kind of getting that mouthfeel instead of feeling like you're chewing on a stick. You're actually getting a nice mouthfeel. It's kind of like oat milk a little bit, but not really. I mean, it's different, but I love it.
You
All
have
of
to
my
try it.
staff takes it every day. A lot of people are using the product already, Dan.
It's really hard to explain what it is because and this isn't a sales pitch to say you got to try it, just to try and get people. It's unique in the way that it tastes so good. It's so good for you. And this is one of the things that I love. It mixes so easily. I've got other powders that I've tried, protein powders that I've tried, where I put them in the shaker. It has the metal ball. You shake it, you drink, and suddenly you get this glob in your mouth that didn't dissolve.
Mhm.
This really in 10 shakes just as it's perfect. There's no, again, residual taste. You go on, but you enjoy drinking it. And one of the dangers for me is sometimes I want to take more than one a day, which I know isn't a bad problem to have. But there was something that you touched on about the energy, not wanting to go to the bathroom, every 10 minutes. But there's also the other side where you haven't gone to the bathroom for 2 or 3 days and you just feel heavy. You don't have that energy. You know that you're not functioning. And the danger is that the body begins to take on what we carry. In other words, it adapts. So if we get used to being bloated, if we get used to carrying extra weight of feeding, eventually the body goes, okay, this is normal, and we accept it. And we shouldn't
Mhm.
be accepting less than our best because something isn't being moved properly through our body.
And this is very important to bring up to people. There's 2 things I wanna talk about. I don't wanna forget about the economics, but also it's, what you're talking about with people, if you have candida or if you have excess water weight, your body is used to having these things, and when you start killing them and eliminating them, parasites too, that your body goes, "Whoa, what happened?" "What are you doing to me?" You have to get over that 2 or 3-day detox period. It's really important, and to keep hydrating because 'cause you're releasing water weight. Well, when you release this water weight, you gotta replenish with hydration. So you can get fatigued. You got to get over that 2 or 3 days. Your body's going, what are you doing to me? It's kind of like being in shock. But I'll tell you what, once you get past that fourth day, it's like the windshield wiper goes when it's in a heavy rain. Everything becomes very, very clear. So just as urging everybody, get past the first couple days. The thermogenesis, your endurance, your stamina, your immunity, your fatigue, your mental clarity, and the most important thing of all of this, I think, besides producing good flora, is you're changing the pH of your organs. You're elevating the pH of your organs. Diseases only live in acids. They don't live in alkalinity. The pH scale from 0 to 14, 7 is neutral. That's water. Everything we consume is an acid. And so soda pops, coffee, milk, all the dairy products, they're all 3 and lower on the pH scale. They're very acidic. That's where diseases live. It's interesting that we're made up mostly of water and 80%, and our largest organ in our body is our skin. So if we're 7 is neutral, and that's water pH, and the largest organ in our body is our skin, and that's optimum at a 5.5 pH, why are we consuming threes? Why are we consuming 3 pHs? We need to be in that 5.5 to 7. This is a very alkaline product. It's raising the alkalinity of your gut, the pH of your gut, of all the organs in your body. We're not changing the pH of your blood. That doesn't happen. We're just changing the environment for which your body lives, and less diseases can live there. It's just changing the environment. It's like a fishbowl of a fish. You got this fish in there and the water is dirty. Well, the fish is going to die. If you keep the water clean, the fish is going to flourish. It's going to be a better fish. It's going to live a happier life. It's going to be a healthier fish. That's exactly what we're doing. We're increasing the amount of hydration you're getting, and we're giving you alkaline ingredients to increase the pH of your body, to change the environment for which your body lives. Now, when you came to me and I said, Dan, this is what we want to do. And you said, well, I want to hit this. Your one thing was, this has to be affordable for people. So
Absolutely.
part of the process of me doing this, Dan, was not to look at the economics of it. It wasn't about, oh, well, how much money am I going to make or how much money is Dan going to make? It's about making the best product at the best price. So if you take 30 servings of Born SuperHuman, you're gonna pay $100. I think it's less than $100, $98, $96. I don't know what the price is, but it's somewhere in there. If you go and there's 200 billion CFU of probiotic in it. If you go to the natural food store and you look for 200 billion per serving of a probiotic, that's gonna cost you $100. If you buy MOTS-c at 125 micrograms, 30 doses of MOTS-c, that's gonna cost you $100. Just that one ingredient. Just okay, then you look at the greens. You go buy a greens like this, it's gonna cost you $80. You buy a fiber that's this good, that's as good as the fiber in here, that's gonna cost you $80. If you buy the minerals, this mineral stack that we have in there with Himalayan sea salts and fulvic acid and C60, that's gonna cost you $100. You've got a $400 value here for less than $100. That's what you wanted me to do, and I did it. I did that. So, we're bringing something to market here that's very special at a very, very good price.
No, it is incredible, and I appreciate because I know you could have gone much higher in the pricing when we first started talking. You explained what's going into this. And just like my purpose is to help people have better health and live a better future, have the best memories still ahead of you because of what you can do. And I know you are 100% on board to say, let's help the world. Sounds kind of cliche to say that, but it's the truth. I also want to put into here that when you talk about a cup of coffee and being so acidic and what's happening in there, yet people will spend $6, $7 now, $8. And they just came out with the research on what's actually in a Starbucks coffee. And it was shocking to see the poisons that are actually in it. And yet people will spend $6, $7, $8 on that. This is literally $3 a day. And I personally, I'll say this, I take it 5 days a week. That's when I take it during the week. And during the weekend, I personally don't. But I got family members that do take it 7 days a week. They love it. I do it when I'm racing. And so I know the effects will still be in my body because everything's moving. But I've also noticed if I take some time off, which I tried, because again, 7 months isn't not believing 7 months in the product. It was 7 months of trying different protocols so that when I stand here and say, this is what it does for me, this is what happened when I don't, when I took a couple of weeks off and didn't take it and then started again, what was the results? I wanted to know inside out, what's really literally inside out, what the effect is. And I can say, I will travel with it. I just came back from a trip. It's the first thing we pack before I go. And everyone that knows me knows I say the truth. I don't ever say things just to say, to try and sell. This is not a sales product. This is a health product for people that want to live better, feel better, have more energy, find a confidence you didn't know you didn't have. But when you start to feel better, you begin to change your life. And when you feel better from the inside out, the outside shines more.
And your outside is shining fabulously, Dan.
Thank you.
And
Thank
and, you know, I'd like to say it's the product, but it's you. You know, you do shine. But I'm really proud to be associated with you on this because this is a passion project for both of us. You know, I
Absolutely.
really it really is, and I embrace that. I'm proud to be a part of it with you.
Thank you. So this is the bag, and I know what it comes in. It either comes in 30 days as a powder with a scoop in there, 1 scoop per day, or you can buy, like myself, when if someone says, I want to do it 5 days a week, or I want to have the option, you can buy the 20 pack, which comes in individual sachets, which are these little ones here. There's 20 of these in here for a 20-day supply that I believe is between around $65, or you can get, is it 65, $68, something like that. And then you can get the full 30-day in the pack for around, I believe, $96. So
That's correct.
incredible product. Can't say enough about it. We may come back on. We may come back on and speak a little bit more about it as testimonials start to come out. I'd love to bring people on to come and talk about their experience. But Dino, I have to say thank you so much for investing all your incredible knowledge, being known as a world-changing formulator that so many companies come and seek you out to build their product. I'm so happy to have my product and your product combined together so that we can unite and improve that gut health that's changed my life.
Thanks so much, Dan. You're doing such a great thing for so many people. I love your podcast. All your shows are great. Everybody you have on has something very valuable to share, and you're doing a great service.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Tina. And I also know you're getting married next month. So
I I
wishing
am.
you,
I
wishing you
am.
and Grace the best health. I know the health is going to be great. I'm sure everyone that goes to the wedding is going to have the greatest health and drinks and everything there. It'd be interesting to see the reception with the Born Superhuman drink, maybe. And everyone's going, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll come back and they've got more energy. But Dino,
And I'd like to do a call out to Sienna and Vendela, and L'Oreal and Jake and just say hi. Can I do that?
absolutely, you just did.
Hi, Sienna. Hi, Vendela. Mwah. Want to see you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for all that. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And again, I'll see you soon. Thanks, Dino, for all
Yep.
your work.